friends, it's Miss Drywa again, back here to walk with you about another planet. So, we have talked about, so far, our solar system and what is in our solar system. We've talked about the sun and how it is the most important part of our solar system and how it is this giant hot star in the sky, right? And everything else in our solar system orbits around it, means it goes around it, right? This is our sun, and it's everything else. Well, what is everything else? We have our 8 planets, including Earth, the one we live on. We have our asteroids and our comets, right? And then our planets have moons, or they may not have moons, right? So our solar system is very, very large, as we're finding out. And yesterday we spoke about our first planet, Mercury, right? We said that was our closest planet to the sun. It was the first one because it's the closest. But remember, we said it's still kind of far. But now today we're going to move on to the next planet. So we have the sun, we have Mercury, and now we have Venus. Great job! So we're now going to learn about Venus. And then tomorrow we're going to compare Mercury and Venus because they have some things in common, but there's a lot of things that are different. And it's really interesting, friends. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to move myself up here. All right, to our planets. So just like I was just saying, we have our sun, which is a giant star in the sky. And then we learned about Mercury yesterday, which is our first planet, our closest planet, and also our smallest planet. Okay, and now today, we're moving on to Venus. Can everybody say Venus? Awesome job. So Venus. And here it is. It's the second planet. 1, 2, second planet closest to the sun. And if we look down here, friends, it says 108.2 million kilometers. Well, we talked about the kilometers yesterday, friends, and we said that 1 kilometer is equal to about a 12-minute walk. And then we said, whew, about 57 million kilometers, well, 57.91 million kilometers was Mercury. Now it's even further away. Now it's 108.2 million kilometers. That is very far, friends. So even though we have the sun here and all of our planets orbit them, they're pretty far away from the sun, which makes sense because the sun is very, very hot and they would burn if they got too close. That's why nobody has been able to go to the sun. So Venus, if you look, it's not the smallest because we learned that Mercury was, but it's definitely not the biggest yet, right? So we see that Jupiter is very large. But let's learn more about Venus. Okay, so Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. So remember, Mercury is the first, second is Venus. Remember, we have my very excited mother just served us nachos. Well, Venus, my very is, V is for very, V is for Venus. It is about the same size as Earth. So let's go back and look. So they're about the same size. They look it, right? I could look at it here. I mean, granted, friends, this isn't like exact, this picture, but it gives us an idea of how the planets are placed and how big they are compared to the sun, compared to other planets. So Venus and Earth are about the same size. It has volcanoes, mountains, and sand, just like Earth. Well, wait a minute. We've actually learned about all those things. We learned about volcanoes, we learned about mountains, and we learned about sand. Because that's what we have on the Earth's surface. We have that on our planet. So that's pretty cool. We learned about them in social studies, all the landforms, and we learned about sand and dirt and all that. So Venus has all those things, just like our planet here that we go outside and we can see. So that's pretty cool. However, though, the air is very different because it is poisonous. Oh no, well, poisonous, friends, that means that it's very dangerous. right? And we know danger. When something's dangerous, it can hurt us, or worse, it can even possibly kill us. So, poisonous is very, very, very dangerous, and that's why no one could live on Venus. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. So we thought Mercury was pretty hot, right? When we said the side that faces the sun, it could reach 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, Venus can get up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's why it is the hottest planet in our solar system. And friends, just like Mercury, there are no moons on Venus. So we have a lot in common with Mercury, but there are some things that are very different, right? Let's take a look at Venus. So this is Venus. Now friends, Venus is very cloudy also, okay? And again, this is also taken with one of those telescopes so you can look into and see really far away. One of those special ones of a camera, so you can take a picture. So when we have students like yourself and teachers like me that want to teach and learn about planets, now we can see it. Obviously, we cannot take a field trip to Venus. If we could, I would so do it. But I don't think Mrs. Katzman will let us. So, we get to look at these fun pictures that are pretty cool, right? Let's see, we have also here, so we talked about yesterday that to orbit the sun, now remember that means to go around the sun. Here's our sun, here are our planets, right? That means orbit, like a big O almost, right? Orbit starts with O, makes a big O around the sun. It takes Mercury about 88 days to go around the sun completely. So if they start here, they go all around 88 days later, they get to here again. Venus now takes 225 days to go around the sun, to orbit the sun. So we have the sun, we start here, it takes 225 days to go around fully. So that's a little longer than the amount of time it takes Mercury to go around the sun, right? All right, so let's go back. Let's see. So we have here, we learned about Mercury so far, right? We learned all about Mercury and how it can reach up to, on the side closest to the sun, 800 degrees Fahrenheit, where Venus can reach 900 degrees Fahrenheit. It is our our hottest planet in the solar system. That means every other planet does not get as hot as it. Okay, we also learned, that Mercury is the smallest planet, where Venus is about the same size as Earth, right? We learned that Venus has landscapes on it just like we have here on Earth. Volcanoes, mountains, sand, right? Pretty cool. But we also learned that the air in Venus is poisonous, very, very dangerous, right? And that's why nobody can live there. Where we live on Earth, right? So we know people can live on Earth because we're doing it right now. Nobody can live on Venus. It's too dangerous. But we also learned that Mercury and Venus both do not have any moons. Okay, so we've learned a lot of facts so far about our first two planets. Today we focused on Venus, right? And I just went over some of those facts that we learned. No moons, poisonous air or dangerous air. We learned hottest planet in the solar system, right? We learned it has volcanoes and mountains on it. So we learned a lot of stuff. It takes 288 days to orbit, 225 days to orbit the sun, right? So a lot of similarities and a lot of differences so far with Mercury. We're going to keep going, friends, this summer and comparing our planets. Because again, we've already just seen so many similarities, but yet so many differences, right? Some things are the same, some things are different. And that's what makes our solar system so unique. Because eventually, the next planet we're going to get to is Earth. And that's the one we live on. So how cool is that to be learning about the planet that we live on and then comparing it to other planets? All right, friends, so great job. All right, and until we see each other again tomorrow. Bye.